Hello friends, welcome. So today's video, I took out all my napkins. So I wanted to show you some ideas or give you some inspiration of how you can use these pretty napkins in your junk journals or for journaling as ephemera and kinds of different ways how you can use these. And I've previously made several videos on different things, but this is kind of summing up everything into one video pretty much. And so I went and took out all my pretty napkins. If you would like to go ahead and craft along with me, you too can take out all your pretty napkins that you've been hoarding, collecting, or if this is your first time seeing this, and yeah, you're probably gonna get hooked and start collecting all sorts of napkins. And I have this glue here, as you can see, that is just water mixed with matte Mod Podge. And so when it dries very matte and nothing will be shiny. So if you're interested in that, you can use the matte Mod Podge. And then I have here a paintbrush to go ahead and spread that glue out on the surfaces. And yeah, that's pretty much all the tools as far as the glue, the paintbrush, and then napkins. And then you want to go ahead and take out maybe some paper. So I'm going to have this white paper, copy paper. This one specifically is cardstock. You can use any kind of paper you have. I'm using a plain white cardstock here and then a manila folder. Later on, I also will be using a playing card and then also one of those little coffee mug holder or sleeves as well. And then I also have here some cereal boxes. And I already had cut it down to size of the cover. So I'm going to be using this for a journal cover. That's one idea that you can use these napkins for. And yeah, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And you need two pieces of cardboard. So two pieces of the cereal box there, or whatever you want to use, but I'm specifically using cereal boxes just because majority of people have some kind of box like that laying around, or just recycled cardboard laying around and such. And so now when you open the napkins, you want to make sure that you take all the layers off. Some napkins have 2 layers, some napkins have 3 layers, and so you want to make sure that all of them are off and you're down to just that one base layer. So this one specifically had only 2 layers underneath the white layer, and then a couple of other ones had like 3 layers and so forth. So you really got to check, make sure you take off all the layers from it so that way it can be really nice and clear underneath for this specific thing. So if you have any white paper, like that stark white paper, and you don't have any like decorative cardstock to put in your journals, this is a great way to go ahead and get that double-sided paper, making those pretty pages in your journals. And so I just went and took this pretty napkin here, and I'm going to go ahead and cover the whole thing. And this is one napkin on one side, and then I'm going to use another napkin on the other side. So 2 napkins for the double-sided decorative paper. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry off to the side as I go and show you the next thing here. And so another thing you can do, I'm just going into this journal here, finding a nice white stark page. If you have something like this in your journal and you want to cover it up, this is another easy way to go ahead and cover that journal page up. And yeah, if you have like a bunch of just one-sided sheets here, like one-sided cardstock or decorative paper, then this is another way that you can go ahead and decorate that other side. Real simple and easy. And so yeah, I'm just going and placing that underneath the manila folder to protect the other page behind it, and then just slapping that glue on once again, nice and spread out. I'm applying a very thin layer of the glue just so that the paper doesn't warp too much, but it's okay if it does, because it'll flatten out once the book pages closes on it. And so I'm just going and putting that over, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take a bone folder and bone folding tool, this little tool here, and just evening that out. If you have maybe like a credit card or anything like that, a kind of card or flat tool like this, you can go ahead and use that to flatten it out as well. And then I'm just applying another coat of glue on the top over that. And that's pretty much it. That's the basis of decoupage. If this is your first time ever hearing about it, um, yeah. So that's how you pretty much decoupage, and then you just go ahead and let it dry on the side. And this is just a great idea if you like want to decorate, like I said, those plain pages in a journal, or make yourself a decorative cardstock, or printed cardstock, right? Or printed paper. And so I just went and took a break and had some lunch. I had Charlie's, and I wanted to share that little drink with you. I love their strawberry lemonade. So yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this manila folder, and out of this manila folder I'm gonna make a couple of things from here. I'm gonna go ahead and make two little journaling pads. Or like a little mini journal book, taking that bottom piece of it, where it's folded in half, and just cutting that there. So I'm just showing you here. So that'll be a nice little book to put as ephemera in addition to your journals. And then the extra pieces here, I'm going to be making tags out of them. I'm also going to make a journaling card out of it. And I've previously made a video on journaling cards. I'll go ahead and link that here as well if anyone's interested in watching that video. I did do decoupage there as well, just a little more in depth and detailed. If anyone's interested, that will be below. And yeah, so I'm gonna also be making another book, so two books out of this, and then just a couple of tags. I'm also gonna make a little belly band, which I also have a video on that as well. I think I decoupaged that too. I just love decoupaging. It's just so simple, basic, and easy. It's just so relaxing as well. Um, so yeah, if anyone wants to watch those videos, those are more in depth on decoupage and whatever. Just see the process and just join along. So yeah, I'll go ahead and add those videos there as well. And so there you have it. I'm just gonna go ahead and make these tags super simple and easy. From this manila folder, and you can pretty much make it whatever size you want. I just decided to make it this size, just playing around with it. You can do whatever you like, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it different, quite a few different sizes here of the tags. And then from there I will just go ahead and decoupage over those as well, front and back, so both sides will be covered. You can choose to just do one side if you like to keep the other side plain so that you can write on, but here I pretty much cover both sides, the front and the back of it. And then you can also use a die like this if you like. I'm not going to use it, I was just using it as a base here, but yeah, so I was just cutting the edges there. But you can also use that as well if you like. And yeah, so that was pretty much everything. I have the journaling card, the two books, and then some tags. And I also did make a belly band out of there. And so now you just go ahead and pick out what kind of napkin you would like to use. Take off those layers and go ahead and add that glue to everything. And then once you add the glue, you just apply the napkin right back on top. Smooth it out nice and even, and then apply the glue again, another layer on the top, and that's just sealing it in. And so yeah, that is pretty much what I'm going to be doing here for all of them. Same process, and it's just a really relaxing, calming process, and I think it's just a great way to add some decorative elements to your journals. And yeah, and just, make it however you like. You can add so many different things and do so many um different ideas with this, right? I know also people love to decoupage furniture. I've done quite a few items as well, like boxes and shadow boxes and um different kind of furniture pieces. It's really fun to add to, and the kids also love doing it as well. So if you have little ones, this is a definite an easy project to go ahead and include them in, messing around with the glue and cutting the little pieces out. I know my kids love that stuff. So yeah, definitely something you can do with littles, and just let them join in on the fun as well. And you believe it or not, you'll learn quite a bit of things from them as well. I love crafting with the kids because they make it really fun. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of those. And if you made it here, please don't forget to like the video. And if this is your first time here, consider subscribing as well. I'm gonna be having a lot more videos as such, like this, very in-depth, detailed videos, tutorials, and all kinds of different things. Just, yeah, lots of crafting fun. So if that's your thing, you can go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel as well, and hit that bell notification, and you'll get notified anytime I release a new video. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much. I've only had this channel for maybe like 3 months, if that, and surprisingly, it's exceeded my expectations. I had no idea that I would enjoy sharing my crafting as much as I do, and yeah, it's just been really fun. Um, being creative on this platform and just sharing that, and yeah, and so I would love to continue doing this. And yeah, so I would love to have you all on this journey with me. And also feel free to go ahead and comment below your thoughts. Everyone's positive feedback is always nice to see as well, and I appreciate it so much. Reading the comments and so on. And yeah, so I just go ahead and let all of those pieces dry as I go on to the next one. And so I have here this antique furnish here. I'll go ahead and add everything to the description box that I use as well. If anyone's interested in any items that you see here, I'll go ahead and add it to the description box. Anything that I use, that I can find on there. And so I just go ahead and I'm going to use the white part. So like we've have a lot of these white parts of the napkins that we pulled off from the decorative ones. And so now I'm going to show you what you can do with those pieces as well. So don't get rid of those pieces because you can definitely use those as well. So I'm mixing this antique paste here with the glue with the Mod Podge in a separate um space, right? I just put it in the top here. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in, and then I'm gonna add the glue to it the same way we've been decoupaging, right, on the base. And then I crinkled up that napkin there to make it look like very used and old and grungy, and give it that like antique look, like that grungy kind of that leather feel as well. It's just a really nice effect. I like the way it looks. And so just crunch up that paper, and then go ahead, when you put it down, you want to kind of crunch it up as well. Don't smoothen it out like I was doing with the bone folder on those other ones. This one, you kind of want to squish to the middle and make all those like little creases. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and apply that brown paste to it. And you can also use distress ink as well, but it was just a different color that it gave, and so I'm going to use the distress ink later on. I'll show you how I do that as well. You can also use coffee, instant coffee dye, or some kind of brown tint or coffee tint in there as well. That's also another way of doing it. You can also spray this down with all kinds of different sprays as well. So there's so many different ways that you can do this, but I just like this color, and so I wanted to try it out because I just had it there. And yeah, and so you want to go really smoothly and soft because you can see it does end up breaking. And so what I do there is I just grab an extra piece, I pull it off, and then just put it right back on top. You know, if you make any like little holes or anything like that, you can just go ahead and grab a piece from the side and just add it there on this on top as well. And so yeah, I really like this effect and the way it looks as well. It's just another idea what to do with those white pieces that are underneath that we had pulled off of those other napkins. And so now I just put that to the side to dry, and we'll get back to that later. But I took out the cereal boxes, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and face the two prints together so that I only have that plain brown side facing up towards me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue all on the side that's printed with the Captain Crunch here, Captain Crunch berries. You know, got the Captain here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cover him all up and all that other stuff up with some glue. And you can go ahead and use the Mod Podge as well, just to put a layer on. But you kind of want to use a glue that you're gonna make sure that it's gonna stick really, really good. And so I end up using a little bit of that, and I'm just going ahead and flattening that out. And then I also use some art glitter glue. It's just a stronger glue or a stronger hold. So you want something a little stronger to make sure that those are sealed. I'm also gonna be stitching around this, so I'm not too concerned about the hold on it too much, but I do want it to hold for the most part, and I don't want it coming off in any way or like splitting or anything like that. So I am gonna use this art glitter glue. It's just a lot stronger hold, and so I'm going applying that with the other glue that I already applied there with the brush, and just smoothing that all out, making sure that it's nice and dry before I go ahead and do the next step. So you can see there, yeah, you want to kind of smoothen all of that out and make sure it's even. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut all the edges, make sure that they're nice and even, and none of that cereal box print is showing in the front. So yeah, that's very important. You don't want that to show. And then I'm just going and increasing those inner corners there, as you can see, just going over it with the bone folder quite a few times, making sure that that's nice and stuck down before I add the napkin over it. And so for this cover, I actually end up just using two of the smaller napkins to cover the whole journal. So I think I used, yeah, two, well actually two on one side and then two on the other, so it's four. Four. So like this one, actually, as you can see, it kind of filled up a good portion of it, and I was gonna take it off to kind of like recenter, but it was already stuck down, so I said, okay, I'm gonna leave that down. It's fine. Yeah, no biggie. So I ended up just taking the other sheet and then just kind of layering it on. And I was seeing if I can use maybe the scraps, but the scraps were too small, so I just grabbed a whole new napkin there and just put that over, as you can see. And for this box, I actually kept one of the layers on. So remember I told you how like these napkins have 2 to 3 layers. This specific napkin has about 3 layers, and I actually kept 2 layers on. So I took off just one layer and I kept the 2 just to make it nice and like dark, the print very, very dark on there. And so that went to dry, and now I'm just doing that other side of that white paper that we colored, and I'm taking the second napkin to the other side. So we used one whole napkin for one side, and now I'm just using the other napkin for the other side. And I actually curled those edges in because I like the print, the little border that it had there, and I thought it looked really nice. And then I just went and cut the extra tissue that was on the sides there, the excess. And later on, I go ahead and take most of the pieces to the machine and go and sew them. But this specific piece I didn't sew. You could sew it as well. I think the stitching looks really nice on it. But if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't sew or anything like that, then that's really not necessary. You can skip that step. But yeah, so there's your double-sided paper. If you don't have any cardstock, it's such an easy way to decorate your papers. And yeah, it's very cheap as well, right? If you go to any parties or anything like that this summer, you can go ahead and collect some of those napkins that you find at those parties, start hoarding them in your purse and whatnot. So yeah, now I just went back to the book and it's pretty much dry, so I am taking the excess off of there as well. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Just take your little fussy cut scissors and rip that all off. And you can actually use a ruler. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a ruler here and kind of put it on the edge and then just pull that off, the excess in the inside. That's another easy way to do it. Or if you have like one of those X-Acto knives too, you just don't want, you want to be very careful and not rip the other pages off, right? So be very careful removing that if you do use an X-Acto knife or even scissors, right? You don't want to cut into anything else and damage any other pages in your book. But yeah, look how beautiful that looks. I just love it. And before that was just a plain side, right? There was nothing on there, and now we have this pretty butterfly paper. So really, really nice. I think it went to with, you know, the theme and everything that was going on within those pages. So it looks really, really good. Another thing you can do is kind of like fussy cut out. So I went back in the book and I had these little lemon papers. I think that was like a Maggie Holmes collection. And I thought this lemon napkin will look really good in this area. So I went and fussy cut out some of the lemons, and I thought what a great way to decorate some of the papers, right? That's just another way that you can decorate, you know, and make like little fussy cuts if you don't have any. So this is a great way if you don't have any of those decorative things, or you know, I always see people starting off, they're always asking like, oh well, you know, either funds are an issue or they just don't have those things, or some people don't want to, or like you just want to like reuse old things. This is a great way to like reuse those napkins that just wasn't used or anything like that, and you can just cut it up and decorate your journals with them, and I think they look so good. And this is just such a nice way to, another way as well, to decorate those pages, those plain pages in your journal, and kind of bring that all together. And so, yeah, I hope you like these ideas. Some of them may be old to you, or some of them may be new, or maybe they could also be a reminder, right? Sometimes we've seen things or we learned things in the past and we forget about these things. And so this could also be a reminder like, oh yeah, I remember like doing that back, you know, whenever, or I remember this idea that I wanted to do. So yeah, hopefully it inspires you in some way to create, right? Even if it's a new idea, an old idea, or whatever. I just hope this inspires you to create and have fun doing so in your journals. And so I just went and took another one of those napkins there, and I took some this is actually some book pages that I had lying around there from like an old book. And yeah, I know some people are like really iffy about ripping pages from a book. This was already ripped, and yeah, So just want to put that out there. And so again, I'm just using these. I think this was a dictionary page actually, so these pages are very thin. But they're great to use because the wordings are like really tiny. The letters are really tiny on here, so it looks really nice as well. And I'm just adding those little butterflies that was on that extra napkin, that was a napkin scrap that I had there. And I'm just taking those butterflies from that. And then I'm also using these flowers as well. I think they look really nice and make it look really pretty on a page. Just another way to decorate. I think it would look really nice as well with maybe some watercolors here. Really, really fun. And so now I'm just going over those images once again and making sure I'm sealing them in with the glue on top. Grabbing some more of those flowers, placing them around here, and just adding, an extra element, a nice way to decorate those pages up. And if you have a lot of like these book pages, this is another great way. If you don't have like stickers or any of those ephemera, any of that type of ephemera, right? This is just another way, some more ideas of how you can decorate with the things that we have already in our house. And so I think that looks really good. You can also make these into pockets. So that is another idea. You can just go ahead and flip that over, half of the page over, and then just go ahead and make it like a two pocket in the book. And so you see there I was taking that extra layer off of the butterfly. So now when it goes onto the page, it'll be kind of more like translucent, and you can see the letters underneath it really nicely. And yeah, there's so many different things that you can do with this. I'll probably go more in depth in another video on um, a couple of other techniques. So yeah, this is just really fun. There's so many things that you can do, and you can build on this concept as well. And so there you go. I'm just taking those layers off as you see, just cutting some more of those flowers. And yeah, as I was saying, you can go ahead and glue this in your book, like just the half square on the bottom, leaving kind of two tuck spots if you just go ahead and fold that in forward. So yeah, that's also just another idea there of what you can do with this as well. So maybe some tucks pockets. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more glue on top and then put these aside to let them dry as well. And so now I'm taking this playing card, which I've already pretty much put together. If you want to see exactly how I alter the playing cards and whatnot, I have a more detailed video on altered playing cards. I'll go ahead and link that here as well if anyone's interested. But this is just another easy, quick way of making some ephemera for your journals. If you have some playing cards lying around, yeah, you can go ahead and decoupage those as well. And so in my Etsy shop, I have these embossed papers. And what I like to do with these embossed papers, I just wanted to give you a few ideas. I take this rub on this gold gilding wax. I'll go ahead and link in the description box below, but I just rub that on my fingers and then just rub it over the embossing of the folder, and it gives it this really, really pretty effect. So I have white and neutral colors right now. There's all kinds of other colors too. If anyone's interested, you can choose your colors. I'm still trying to get things up on my Etsy shop, so please bear with me. But I'm adding things slowly on there, and this is just one of those things I just wanted to show you. Yeah, the embossed papers. This is a really, really pretty embossing of a butterfly and really gorgeous detailings as you can see here. And yeah, I actually made this one into like a little card, so you can go ahead and put like a matting in the inside and pretty much customize these things yourself really, really nicely. And I just love the gilding wax on here. I just wanted to show that, and it looks really, really great. As you can see there, you can also color it and do all sorts of things. But yeah, back to the playing card. I went and took the white part of the napkin and I put it in the front there as well, and I just scrunched it up the same way I did the other little book, and then I just went and inked it with the Tim Holtz distress ink there, as you can see, and then just add some gilding wax all around it as well, and voila, that's it. Right, voila, or whatever. um it's super easy, super simple, and there you have it. um so I just, yeah, I love doing the altar playing cards as well. Very simple, easy, and if you want a more detailed video on that, you can go ahead and check out that in the description box as well. And so here is the book cover. I think it came out so lovely. And in the inside, I'll go ahead and cover that as well. I didn't get to do that part yet, but I did do all the stitching around it. As you can see, I did all the stitching there, and then I went and stitched all the other little pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and add some eyelets to these tags. And yeah, so I was just taking that eyelet tool. I'm gonna go ahead and put the eyelets in there in a few minutes, but I'm just showing you all the other pieces here. So yeah, you can add the stitching to it. It's another detail that you can add there. This is the belly band that I also made. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 eyelets on the sides there as well, and then just wrap some string in there to give it some extra details in your journal. So just some ideas. Here's the little mini journal that we made, and I actually went and covered the inside in that one so you can see it there. And then this is the other journal. So I'm going to go ahead and take the distress ink and ink it some more. I think it looks really good with the 2 different colors here, and I think they mesh really, really nicely. You can add some more details to this as well. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this, and yeah, so I'm gonna save that for another journal. But so yeah, another video. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Anyways, yeah, I'm just going and inking all around it, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing on the inside of the manila side of the, yeah, the lighter parts. I'm gonna go ahead and ink all of that as well, just to give it that same color, and yeah, match the outside as well. You can actually, before doing this, I just thought about it now. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I had planned something else for it originally, but if you want it to look the same on the outside and inside, you can do that. But I kind of wanted that smooth texture on the inside. I don't think I wanted um yeah, that grungy look on the outside. You can also add little mini pockets to this. I mean, this could be like a little mini junk journal as well, right? But I just made it as like a little notepad. I like to include these in the journals as well. And so, oh, I just went and took like a little stencil here, and I decided to add that as well. Just another way that you can decorate your papers, right? And so I don't know what I was doing there, flipping it up and down, checking which way I wanted to put it, which way was the front and which way was the back of the book. And so yeah, there you have it. I love the way that looks, and you can just go ahead and play around with this distress ink, and yeah, and add so many different details to it, and so on. So now I'm just going and grabbing this tool again, adding those eyelets in like I mentioned before. I also added another eyelet into the altered playing card, and I'm gonna add one here, and you can also add some fibers and whatnot. And so yeah, I'm gonna do all of that later on. And yeah, this is all the pieces that we've made so far. And there's just so much you can do with napkins. They're amazing. So now that you know all the things and what have you, you're gonna be hoarding napkins. That's for sure, because I love napkins. Every time I go out to the store. Oh, also, by the way, all these napkins that I pretty much have collected, I've either got from thrift stores, I've got all over places. I love Home Goods, TJ Maxx, um Hobby Lobby. They all have napkins. And yeah, when you go out to places, sometimes they have napkins. You can get like those really fancy napkins, even at parties and what have you. Um, yeah, so lots of fun you can do with that. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you got lots of fun ideas, and yeah, and you just have fun creating all the things for your journals. And if you ever are not sure what to do, oh, I have this little coffee cup holder thing, or sleeve there that I had, also decoupage. You can put that as like a belly band as well. And then I was saying that you can make that paper into like a pocket. That's what I was mentioning there. And yeah, so as I was saying, if you ever are unsure or don't have any decorative paper, now you have a ton of ideas of what you can do with some napkins. If you do have a ton of napkins, or you find napkins or what have you, you now have plenty of ideas of what you can do for your journals. And yeah, I hope this brought you lots of inspiration and you had fun crafting along. If you did craft along, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you in another video soon. And oh, I decided to add this, like I was showing you the belly band, and I added the little twine to the middle so you can add your book there, and then you can go ahead and add a tag maybe in the front there. So just an idea, another idea. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good in the journal. And that's how it looks without anything in there, and so on. And so, again, like I was saying, I hope to see you soon in another video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye.